This program on investing under regulation crowdfunding is not investment advice.
Rising with the crowd, power unbound, change makers lead where hope is found. Superpowers for good, shaping the fate. Investors and dreamers open the gate. Supercross stands loud, proud and true, building tomorrow for me and you.
Welcome, everyone, to the Superpowers for Good live pitch. If you've ever watched Shark Tank, you'll feel right at home. The difference between Shark Tank and this show is that you may invest too. Like Shark Tank, our judges are also professional investors who may choose to invest. But you can too. That's a very exciting upgrade from our competition. And so as you watch tonight, I invite you to be thinking about whether this is an investment opportunity you want to invest in. And so because these investment opportunities are open to everyone under regulation crowdfunding, not just accredited investors or venture capitalists. One more thing I'm especially proud of is none of the companies on our stage paid to be here. They didn't pay to apply. They didn't pay to present. They earned their place through a competitive selection process with our judges. This show exists to lift up great founders, not to sell them airtime, and it's made possible by the generous support of our sponsors. We're grateful for them. I want to just walk you through a couple of things real quickly before we get started. And I'm as excited as you are to get this going, but I want to thank our producer, Chandan Saha. He's an amazing human being who does just a phenomenal job at running so much of the work that we do here at the Super Crowd. I want to recognize and introduce you to our incredible judges, including Teddy Lyons, who is a senior investment associate at King's Crowd with experience in venture capital investment banking at Deutsche Bank and Alchemy Capital. He holds degrees from Wesleyan University and Boston College, combining financial expertise and his leadership as a varsity soccer captain. He's a big deal, focused on impact investing. We're thrilled to have him as part of the program today. Also, we have crowdfund capital advisors, Woody Neese. And Woody is one of the OGs of crowdfunding. And I am just thrilled that he devotes time to this process every month. But he does that in part because he manages a fund, and this show has become a tool for due diligence for the fund, giving him an opportunity to really get to know in depth some great founders. And so it's been a real win-win for us. We're thrilled to have him. And our third judge is Paul Lovejoy, who is the founder and CEO of Stakeholder Enterprise. He is an amazing registered investment advisor focused on using regulation crowdfunding and other similar opportunities to help people make investments with more impact. He's an extraordinary guy. We're thrilled to have him on the team. So he's helping to manage money that can also be focused as well as his own money in these deals. So we're really in a very extraordinarily fortunate place to have these great judges with us. Now, we're streaming this live to E360 TV, which is available on the Roku, the Amazon Fire TV devices, the LG TVs, and on a Samsung Smart TV. So most people who are watching this are watching on television. We're very excited about that. When the television show is over, it's just going to run for about 2 hours. And you're not going to want to miss a minute of this. Every minute is exciting. You'll get an opportunity during the show to ask questions. You'll get an opportunity during the show to vote on who you think the prize should go to, the Super Crowd prize. But then afterward, everyone is invited to join us for a private investor forum. And in this forum, we'll just, not super high tech. We're going Zoom. You'll be able to join and you'll be able to meet the founders face to face in the Zoom room and ask them pointed questions. So it's a follow on opportunity to get to know the founders even better. So if you're interested seriously in investing a few dollars in this, maybe more than a few, I encourage you strongly to join this investor session that will begin when we're done with the live stream. So that'll begin in just under 2 hours. We'll come back. I'm going to come back to Fran in a minute. We're going to introduce Fran, but I want to again thank our sponsors. And so as we do that, we're going to run a little sponsor message because they make this show possible. We could not do this without charging our issuers, our competitors, any other way. So stick around.
Live Climate Capital meets innovation. Join investors and entrepreneurs building real solutions for a sustainable future. From live pitches to expert insights, discover how impact capital powers climate action.
We're looking at a future powered by innovation, a world where technology and sustainability converge for the greater good.
Be part of the movement. Register now at supergreenlive.org.
Digital Niche Agency is the top investor acquisition agency. DNA has helped founders raise over 9 figures via regulated investment crowdfunding with a 3-pronged strategy using digital advertising, content marketing, and strategic outreach. Book a call today.
You built it with your audience. Now let them own a piece. The next generation of startups won't just have customers. They'll have shareholders. Raise with Dealmaker. This is capital on your terms.
Welcome back, everyone. I want to introduce you to our first pitcher. Our first pitcher today is Fran Meyer. She is the CEO and founder of BabyQuip, an amazing company. One of our other competitors tonight also said she's a customer of BabyQuip. It's a great company. She was a co-founder of Match.com and a former Trust E CEO and an award winner known for building trusted high-quality growth marketplaces like BabyQuip. Let me bring her onto the stage and we'll share her slides. Fran, we're thrilled to have you. Oh my gosh, have we got a technology problem? Fran, are you there? Oh my gosh, there we go.
There we go.
There's a mystery Fran. I'm going to remove Fran. Okay, so Fran, thank you so much for being here. Oh, wait. Nope, that's the wrong thing. There we go. Sorry, your slides ran away with the spoon. There we go. Okay, Fran, 5 minutes. Give us the pitch.
About we revolution family.
Fran, it appears that we're having some technology problems on your end. I apologize for that, but we can't hear you. And so I'm going to ask Farouk to hop in, and we'll come back to you. And I hope we're able to get that addressed. But Farouk, we're going to go to you first. So forgive me, Fran. What have I done? There we go. Farouk, let me just quickly introduce you. Farouk is the CEO of Cure Value, and he's a veteran digital innovator. He's leveraging 25 years of building enterprise platforms to make healthcare more affordable. I'm one that just feels so strongly that we need to improve our healthcare system in the United States, but he's got an interim solution that is just vital for so many of us who need healthcare, and anyone who's had a few birthdays begins to appreciate this even more. With that, let's see, Farouk, there you are. We'll bring you on, and we'll bring on your slides. There we go. Farouk, take it away.
All right. 100 million Americans currently are in medical debt, and that's in 2022, and it is expected to rise. That's more than a third of the population. Um, we all know healthcare costs are rising, and they're rising faster than our regular inflation. And people are looking for better options. So, 2 million Americans traveled abroad for healthcare in 2023. And that number is expected to double by 2030. Now, Cure Value is a platform that allows Americans to find safe, affordable healthcare at trusted hospitals and clinics with verified doctors abroad. Um, so, at least 40% of the US residents right now do not go to the hospital or skip medical treatment, vital treatment that they need, because it's just too expensive, right? If you just look at the cost of a hospital stay and compare that with any of the developed countries, we are at $13,600 per day, and it's $3,000 in most developed countries. Now, this demand is growing because the demand for going abroad for cheaper, better healthcare is growing because insurance is denying more and more claims. The copays are rising. We all know that. Come January 1st, we know how much our copays are going up. And then there is reduced coverage because of policy changes, as well as insurance just being insurance companies, right? They need to make a profit. So overall, the demand is growing, and we are trying to fill the gap. And even though Americans want to go abroad, it's not easy. You can't just pick up your phone and make an appointment and go. The process is overwhelming. The whole experience is fragmented. You don't know who to trust. And so there's no single platform like Expedia and Airbnb to just go and get your treatment done, get your dental treatment done, and come back. There is no thing right now. Until now, we have Cure Value is a single platform, and we support 35 treatments at 2,500 hospitals in 60 plus destinations. We have verified hospitals and accredited hospitals with verified doctors, their credentials, all of it in our system. And we have a unified platform where not only do we just provide some kind of a directory service, but we take it from discovery. The journey of a patient starts from searching in a Google text box, but it starts way outside of any system. And we take it from there, the analytics, and using AI and advanced analytics, we tailor the journey for the user using AI-driven experience to customize. So that we let the patients discovered, we let them triage, we let them have virtual consults with the doctor, we let them figure out what it's going to cost to go there, what are the best destinations, and all of this is all in an integrated travel plus care platform in a seamless experience that's frictionless. And studies have shown that when the experience improves, when the digital experience improves, trust improves as well. And because we have data to support which hospital works better, which for them, we have a trusted journey for the patients. Now, if you look at just 2022, 2 million people traveling abroad, spending an average of $5,000 a trip, that's a $10 billion market, of which the 35 treatments we're talking about, and in fact, the top 5 being cosmetic surgeries, dental treatments, hair transplants, knee surgeries like orthopedics, and IVF and fertility treatments, they comprise 60% of the whole, the reason why people go abroad. And that's a $6 billion market right there. So Cure Value wants to achieve a modest 2% of the market share in 3 years, and that gives 120 million revenue per year. So that's the obtainable market. So the market is huge, and we are entering a space that has very little competition.
And that's fantastic. Fantastic. Let's bring our judges in now and get their take on this. But Woody, Paul, Teddy, it's great to have you here. Woody, why don't you get us started? What would you like to ask Farouk?
Yeah, Farouk, really fascinating. I really appreciate the fact that given how healthcare costs in this country are like ridiculously crushing people and they're going up, and we have inflation everywhere, and we're seeing, premiums go up. It's going to be a big thing come January. I appreciate the fact that you are giving families another option. I would just like to understand a little bit more about this one aspect of it. So medical tourism, it's been around for decades, but it really hasn't gone mainstream yet. So, excuse me, what makes you believe that Cure Value can break through where others haven't?
Right. The couple of things that happened in 2020, when the pandemic hit, a lot of the little travel agencies and all that shut down because there was nobody traveling, right? And so they had to bring everything up. Meanwhile, the international standards for healthcare have improved a lot. On top of it, now that we have AI in place, we can tailor the journey specific to the user's requirements. Plus, the data that we have, combined with Google ratings, combined with instant airfare costs, we can put together a package for you within minutes. What used to take days for you to go back and forth in emails and phone calls in untrusted pathways now can be done. You can instantly compare what it's going to cost for you in Costa Rica versus Mexico City versus San Miguel de Allende, where we have somebody go, versus the US. And you can compare the cost savings right there, just like you compare cars. People shop on cars.com for cars now. They don't go to the dealer and then figure out what they want. So that's how medical journey is also heading towards, and we are one of the foremost. And we don't just provide a directory service. We are providing an experience from the beginning to the end, treatment and come back.
Thank you.
Fantastic. Why don't we go to give Teddy a chance to ask a question now? Teddy, go ahead. And while Teddy's thinking his question, let me invite all of you to, if you have a question, if you're watching, submit a question at s4g.biz/question or scan that QR code that's on the screen right now. You can also submit a question if you're watching on social media, and some of you are. You can submit a question right there. If you're on YouTube or somewhere else, Facebook, LinkedIn, you can submit your question there. We'll see it, and we'll be able to answer it that way. But Teddy, go ahead. What's your question for Farouk?
Yeah. Hey, Farouk, great job. So, building a two-sided marketplace is obviously incredibly difficult. Oh, can you hear me?
Yeah, go ahead, Teddy.
Can you hear me? Oh, great. Yeah, so building a two-sided marketplace, obviously incredibly difficult. You have to build out both the demand and supply side, and in particular with a healthcare marketplace, there's this sort of element of a trust tax. The time, money, and friction that a marketplace must pay to make people comfortable with making potentially life-altering decisions.
Can you hear me,
Devin?
Farouk, can you hear okay?
Yeah, I can hear you. I can hear you, but not Devin. I mean, I'm sorry, not
Teddy?
Not Teddy.
Oh. Well, that's really weird. I'm sorry. So Teddy's question is, it's really challenging to build a two-sided marketplace. How are you doing that?
I'm sorry, say it again.
Teddy, if you'll be succinct, I'll try and recast it for you. Go ahead, Teddy.
Sure. Yeah. So building two-sided marketplace, obviously incredibly difficult. Having to build out the demand and supply side of your marketplace, and in particular with a healthcare based marketplace, there's this sort of trust tax.
If the question is, I cannot understand the question, but from what I gathered, Devin, you're probably saying, how do we address both the supply side and the demand side? Is that the question?
Yes, and with the added challenge that in a healthcare space, there's an important trust factor that is difficult to overcome.
Right. There are two things that from our market research shows about trust. People trust when there is more data, and people trust when there is price transparency, and people trust with, obviously, there are international accreditations and the doctor credentials. So there are multiple factors. All of that comes together to build that trust. And we have a patent pending algorithm that basically ranks based on several different factors, including the things that I said, including pricing, the accreditations, the doctor certifications, and just showing the price up front, what it's going to be. We build the trust that way. Just like if you think about as a consumer, whenever you go shop for something, the more transparency you have, the more you can make a choice. And we are not trusting, and that's one of the examples of things that failed in the past, is you don't trust a particular doctor on you. We provide an option for them to explore 2,500 different facilities around the world, and you and the patient, who is now the consumer, can now be on the driving seat of the decision.
Fantastic. Let's give Paul a chance to ask a question.
Just kidding. I can talk. I was just making a technical joke there. Farouk, I actually know someone who traveled abroad for elective surgery and had a mini vacation while there, and the total cost, including airfare, hotel, food, and other incidentals, was much cheaper than the cost of just the surgery alone here in the United States.
Right.
You're not fixing healthcare here in the US. You're helping Americans opt out of the system entirely with a clever workaround. Respect. Now, your campaign claims you've been profitable for the past 6 months, but your most recent SEC filing shows zero revenue as of December 2024.
Correct.
Can you share your actual 2025 financials? Revenue, cost of goods sold, operating expenses, and net income, so investors can have some context around this claim?
Right. So we filed, when the SEC filing was done, we incorporated Cure Value in August of 2024. So from August of 2024 and all the way, we went live in March of 2025. So 2024, we had no revenue. 2025 until March, we had no revenue. And then when we launched in the last 2 months, in October and November, we started getting traffic. In the last 1 week, we had 6,000 requests coming in. So the top of the funnel is huge. And in October, my partner Darren was able to work with 4 patients, and in November with October 5 patients, and November 4 patients, and these are big ticket items. So we had revenue of $31,000. So we still have to net out, work with our accounting to figure out by the end of the year where we are. But the last 2 months, we've done very well.
I guess my concern is that on the raise page, there's a point that says profitable for the past 6 months, and I'm having a little difficulty reconciling that.
Right. So this past 6 months is from March, right? So you have October, November, the 2 months. So that includes the past 6 months. And then we just went live in March, of course. So we just have a very small few months of information right now.
So would it be more accurate to say that you've been generating revenue for the past, 3 months then?
You can say that. Absolutely. Yep. That's about right. And our costs have been very low. Once we launched in March, I run a technology company, so I know how to contain the costs by at the same time making sure that we have a good, viable product.
Fantastic. I want to remind everyone who's watching television or online, you are welcome to participate. You can simply enter the the URL that's on the screen showing up now. It's s4g.biz/question. And we'd love to have you participating. Submit your questions for Farouk now or for any of our presenters as we go through the evening. Again, if you're watching on social media by any chance, if you've got the YouTube pulled up or otherwise participating that way, you can submit the question right in the comments and we'll see those instantly. So feel free to do that. Teddy, why don't you see if you can ask a quick follow-up question?
Yeah, sure. Farouk, can you hear me?
I can hear you now.
Oh, excellent. So yeah, just kind of back on the two-sided marketplace question, sometimes we see, when it comes to international two-sided marketplaces, where kind of some of them will struggle with trying to launch too many categories in too many countries at once. And so curious, are you currently focusing, I know you mentioned 35 treatments, that you currently support, but are you focusing on providing those specific medical services in a targeted set of countries, or so you're going to be focusing on those 35 for the foreseeable future in the countries you're in, or do you really plan on really trying to launch globally across all the different specialties?
So we want to give Americans a choice. And the way we've been doing that is we've been strong with data collection of all these 2,500 facilities right now. We do want to expand on that, but our strongest points, we have some very stronger relationships with some hospital chains in, like, say, France and Mexico City and Thailand with Bumrungrad and such, and weaker agreements with others. And some of them we just have the data. We have not yet fully formed the relationship. So the way we've been doing it is we are looking at the market. What does the market want? And as the market approaches us, because we are giving them all the data, let them choose. If they want to go to Mexico City instead of San Miguel de Allende, well, we are going to contact the Mexico City facility and make the connection, and that data will now going to power the next patient that comes in. So as we mature, our data gets better, and our algorithm that provides the recommendations get even better, and the scoring also gets better for those individual hospitals. So because every facility is ranked and rated, the ones that we have a stronger facility gets a higher rating.
Fantastic. Farouk, great job. Great job. I want to encourage everyone to check this out. Visit s4g.biz/cure. That little short link will take you right to the offering, and you can learn so much more. I also want to encourage you to come to the investor session afterwards. You can talk to Farouk face-to-face via Zoom and get your questions answered before you invest. This is a great opportunity. I don't want you to miss this opportunity. We're going to take a short break here now, but we'll come back in just a moment, and we'll be talking to Andre about Jetoptera. This is going to be great.
Digital Niche Agency is the top investor acquisition agency. DNA has helped founders raise over 9 figures via regulated investment crowdfunding with a 3-pronged strategy using digital advertising, content marketing, and strategic outreach. Book a call today.
At Supergreen Live, climate capital meets innovation. Join investors and entrepreneurs building real solutions for a sustainable future. From live pitches to expert insights, discover how impact capital powers climate action.
We're looking at a future powered by innovation, a world where technology and sustainability converge for the greater good.
Be part of the movement. Register now at supergreenlive.org.
You don't need a pitch deck. You need a following. Because in this era, the crowd is the capital. Raise from your fans. Turn customers into shareholders. Launch your round on your terms. Dealmaker. Equity crowdfunding for the new era.
We cannot hear you, Devin.
Hey, Devin, we can't hear you. But our next founder pitching is Andre Evulet, Jetoptera's co-founder and CEO. He is a former GE aviation technology leader and award-winning innovator.
Oops.
I think nobody heard my introduction of Andre.
Yes, that is true. And I think
I did a great introduction. It was brilliant. I think people would have invested just based on the introduction I gave you, Andre. But at least we had something on the screen. Let's give you the time so we don't waste time with me talking about you. But you are great. Take it away.
Okay. Are you sharing my screen or?
Yes.
Sorry. Yeah. Hello, everyone. I'm Andre Evulet, the co-founder, CEO, and CTO of Jetoptera. We're an aviation technology company powering vertical takeoff and landing aircraft with bladeless propulsion. It's exciting time for Jetoptera. We have flying prototypes, 6.1 million in revenue from commercial and military contracts. We have 155 patents with over 100 still pending, and a propulsion system unlike anything else in the world. Most vertical takeoff and landing aircraft depend on exposed rotors, propellers, and fans, which are dangerous, noisy, and restrict speed. Electric VTOLs have been popular among some investors, but they are limited by battery-specific energy, short ranges, large footprints, and certification challenges, and some of these companies have already folded. Air mobility needs faster, quieter, safer, energy agnostic, and certification-ready propulsion. We've developed a bladeless propulsion system using air jets instead of spinning rotors and propellers. The lack of noisy, dangerous, and restrictive rotors enables our aircraft to be faster, quieter, simpler, and safer than helicopters. Our technology is also compatible with any fuel source, so we are not dependent solely on battery breakthroughs like electric VTOL aircraft. And this is fundamentally different propulsion architecture. We've trademarked it as fluidic propulsion system. We're making excellent progress, moving from concept to putting in practice on first deployment of commercial drone, like you see here. Scalability is important, and our engineering efforts are focused on reliable growth in size with gradual deployment to larger and larger platforms. We start with the unmanned cargo drone, but our ultimate goal is to build air taxis. Progress on the J500, the first commercial drone, just completed the propulsion tests that you see here, the hardware for. All parts are coming together. The wing is ready, as is the fuselage delivered already to the customer in the United Arab Emirates. The turbo compressor testing has also been started, and we're on schedule to do flight tests first quarter, productization in the second, and sales in the third quarter. We have outstanding contractors that we trust and are performing exceptionally well. The J500 is not the only platform. We are testing on our own flight test bed. We use this platform to experiment with new systems, and these systems are powered solely by our FPS. This is actual flight. As is this, the unmistakable configuration featuring a box wing plus canard was already tested at subscale level in Europe, the US, and the UAE. We now master the autonomous transitions to and from the vertical to horizontal flight, the holy grail of the vertical takeoff and landing space. The advantage of the speed, compactness, and energy agnosticism of our system has the capacity to deliver vital supplies at speed, and this capability becomes indispensable in moments of catastrophe or urgent disaster relief across regions where every second truly matters. Jetoptera sits inside 4 major aviation markets, worth $105 billion today. The advanced air mobility sector is projected to grow tenfold to $1 trillion by 2040. And this is it's a massive demand for more nimble aircraft in logistics, drones, general aviation, and defense. Obviously, there is a clear need for faster, quieter, and safer vertical takeoff and landing systems. We are the team to make this happen. We have deep expertise across engineering, finance, and defense. I'm an aerospace engineer and inventor with more than 100 patents. As a former GE aviation engineer, I led the technology maturation and integration of the largest, most efficient turbofan engine in the world, the G9X. My co-founder, Simina, is a three-time founder and entrepreneur, as well as a former managing director at Merrill Lynch. We are now continuing to commercialize our J500 cargo drone with advancing engineering on the J2000, our first passenger aircraft, equivalent to a two-seat Ferrari, targeted for commercialization in 2027, and then scale significantly from there. By 2031, we anticipate revenue to near $2 billion from four main sources: cargo drones for commercial and military use, commercial and personal mobility, medevac, and fluidic propulsion technology components for retrofits on existing aircraft. Jetoptera is building the next era of flight, and the sky is truly the limit for us. We have strong IP with 155 patents already granted, and this is your chance. I invite you to view our investment offering and join us at WeFunder/Jetoptera. Thank you.
Fantastic. Fantastic. What a great pitch. I want to encourage everyone to check it out on WeFunder. Our Chandon is going to put on the screen our super little short link for that, so you can see quickly how you can get there. But it's at s4g.biz/jet. That's s4g.biz/jet. And so you can visit the WeFunder page, get all of your questions answered there, or I encourage you to submit a question now for Andre via the link on the question link that we'll share in a minute, or in the comments on social media if that's how you're watching, or stick around. Join us for the investor session that starts when the live stream is over tonight. You can register for that at s4g.biz/investor. With that, let's go to Teddy for the first question.
Yeah, can everyone hear me? Andre, can you hear me? More importantly, excellent.
Yes.
So yeah, I'm curious how you discovered the fluidic propulsion system, and what are some other propellerless technologies being developed today, and has what you're developing been tried before?
Yeah, thank you for that question. So the propulsion system that we came up with is in a family called ejector technologies. These have been tried in the past by others in the 60s and the 70s and the 80s. At that time, the way they were trying these technologies was, in our opinion, the wrong way thermodynamically, but also the emergence of 3D printing and the ability to do computational fluid dynamics changed the game here. So we have taken full advantage of looking at this approach of bladeless technology and take it to a next level by a huge number of testing enabled by 3D printing, rapid prototyping, and so on. And to answer your question, there is nobody out there publicly that we know is pursuing this type of bladeless technology. But the knowledge we acquired through multiple military programs and commercial programs placed us in a very good position. We have 155 patents on what we developed. I'm not sure if I missed something.
No, that's great. Thanks, Andre.
All righty. Paul, do you want to ask a question?
Yeah. Hey, Andre. Wow. This is one of the coolest technologies I've seen in regulation crowdfunding.
Honolulu is on our list.
Yeah, well, all right. Fly out here. I'd love to give it a try. I mean, it actually looks like something out of that classic cartoon, the Jetsons. So my inner child is in its happy place right now. Super cool. So on your raise page, you claim 3 million in new commercial revenue since your last raise, which closed in April of 2024, including a J55 sale and a first J500 cargo contract. Are these military procurement or civilian commercial customers? And
No.
what are your gross margins on these product sales compared to the negative margins shown in your 2024 audit?
Sure. First question, no, they're not military. These are commercial. We have a customer in the United Arab Emirates that have purchased both these items. The J500 is more of a commercial development to a prototype, a demonstrator that will evolve in a product for that particular market. So this customer approached us and wanted to develop with their funding, which is our revenue there, and wanted two things. One, to purchase a J55, which is a smaller scale. I've shown already footage of that flying in Dubai, and the J500, which is what we're building right now. So these are the two sources. It's commercial, not military. The second question, remind me, was about
gross margins.
Gross margins, right. So obviously, we're in a business that builds hardware that flies. That's a very expensive business. We have benefited from quite a number of contracts that were non-dilutive contracts, but also, what we raised, we've been, of course, spending a lot of money on R&D, which is the cause of this margins. Let me reassure you, though, that the J500 comes with a very healthy, because of our uniqueness in technology, it comes with a very healthy, good margins that obviously I'm not at liberty to disclose.
If I could do one quick follow-up question, Andre. So are you trying to transition from, I know I've seen a lot of R&D contracts from the military. Are you trying to transition more into a civilian commercial space?
We are dual use, and we intend to proceed with both directions, commercial and military. As you know, I don't need to explain what's going on in the military these days. Obviously, drone is the future. Tank is obsolete because of the drone. So we're monitoring that space as well. But we're dual use, and yes, we plan to offer commercial platforms. In this case, with this customer, we have a good prospect to do that in the Middle East.
Fantastic. Woody, what would you like to know?
I think the computer switched over to me prior to me being ready to ask the question, but I will jump in right now. Yeah, this is really sci-fi type of stuff. It's genuinely exciting. And I can see how it'll change the world. A lot of what I do just in my normal daily life is justify what's happening in this space. I talk about the innovation that's taking place. I talk about people with phenomenal backgrounds like yourself that are coming in with great experience and using a technology that can transform how we live our lives. And I'm always hit with this one question, which is, why is the valuation so high? And so I want to give you the opportunity, because it's 128 million valuation, 6 million in revenue. Can you just help me and everyone else understand how you justify that valuation to investors?
I wish I had my CFO here, but no, we did a very simple approach to compare with other companies that are, have demonstrated unicorn approach. They became unicorn. Thing is this: we are offering something that is quite unique and patented. It's a unique technology. It's almost like a monopoly, if you will, because nobody can produce the same kind of propulsion system that we have. We have 155 patents, so we're very well protected there. But there is a rationale to that valuation that my CFO would be much better to here to explain it.
Okay, but then are the patent, when people get patents, they usually apply for a patent and then they get patents around the world. So it can be one patent that's multiplied, through many different countries. Are we talking that same scenario, or are these 155 unique patents?
No, we have 20 families. That's an excellent question. We have 20 families of patents that resulted in the 155 around the world. Going back to your question about, we used multiples for coming with that valuation. So that's the way we approach. But yes, on the IP front, we have 20 families. It's growing. We have another 100 patents, in the pipeline pending.
Okay, great. Thank you.
Fantastic. We haven't seen a question come in from the audience yet, Andre, but Woody, if you have one quick follow-up,
I will definitely have a follow-up. Okay, so one of the things that, Andre, you showed us is you showed us the prototype, you showed us your team working on it, which shows that it's a real thing, and then you actually showed us the aircraft taking off and in motion and all that. And then you've talked about the 6 million in revenue. Where are we in terms of certification and commercially available aircraft in the scheme of where these things are? Like, did you just show us that stuff so we could see that it was real, or are we getting ready to mass produce? And then how about the additional capital to get to that stage?
Great question. Okay, so our technology is based on already certified parts of it, okay? We're not starting from scratch. Some of these electric VTOLs are starting from scratch and trying to certify this way. But our technology is based on a turboshaft technology, much like a turboprop that's already been certified. So we start with a considerable amount of time and money spent already by others to certify it. It's a small delta to certify it into what we want. Because I used to work at GE Aviation, I know for a fact that the large OEMs have dedicated teams to certification. So our plan is to actually, as you go higher and higher in size, to partner with some of these OEMs. I'll give you the perfect example. When GE Honda tried to certify their engine, they came to GE and they certified it with the help of GE. So that's our path, is to partner with an OEM that already has a dedicated team. I totally appreciate that. It's hard to do that from scratch, but we're gonna apply through that mechanism. For the smaller, just to complete the answer,
we got to move on there, Andre. I apologize. I know there's so much more to share. I want to encourage everyone to come by the investor session afterwards so you can get the rest of Andre's answer. And otherwise, ask him all the questions you want. Woody, thank you so much. We're going to be up next. Will be an amazing entrepreneur. I've had the opportunity to get to know Erin just a little bit over the past few months, and she really is an impressive young entrepreneur with 10 years of great experience. We're going to come back to hear from her in just a minute. But again, I want to recognize our extraordinary advertisers, our supporters, our sponsors who make this show possible. Give them a little attention here, okay?
Your community isn't just support, it's capital. It's belief, loyalty, and dollars. Turn your customers into shareholders. Let them own a piece of what they helped build. Grow together. Stronger, louder, funded, deal maker.
At Super Green Live, climate capital meets innovation. Join investors and entrepreneurs building real solutions for a sustainable future. From live pitches to expert insights, discover how impact capital powers climate action.
We're looking at a future powered by innovation, a world where technology and sustainability converge for the greater good.
Be part of the movement. Register now at supergreenlive.org.
Digital Niche Agency is the top investor acquisition agency. DNA has helped founders raise over 9 figures via regulated investment crowdfunding with a 3-pronged strategy using digital advertising, content marketing, and strategic outreach. Book a call today.
I am so excited now to introduce you to Aaron. Aaron, I need your slides. Be sure to get those uploaded here as I'm introducing you. But Aaron is a seasoned product leader, and I've had the opportunity, like I mentioned, to get to know her. She is an impressive CEO, entrepreneur, and founder, with deep experience in driving go-to-market strategies and building scalable fintech and consumer solutions across all kinds of teams. This is going to be a fascinating pitch. I'm excited to have the opportunity. Aaron, any luck with your slides? There we go.
Can you see now?
We got them. There we go. You're in business.
Yay.
Take it
All
away.
Right. All right, wonderful. Well, hello, everybody. I'm Erin Martin. I'll talk a little bit about myself later, but before I get into that, I wanted to align us all on something I'm very passionate about that maybe half of the population really understands, and that is breast milk. Breast milk, I say that it's magical. It has unbelievable powers for nutrition. It's the ideal food for babies up to their 1-year birthday. It can reduce cancers for both mom and baby. That's probably why people call it liquid gold. But there's just one problem in practice when it comes to the act of pumping milk, and that is that pumping milk sucks, literally and figuratively, especially if you're doing it all around the clock, every 2 to 4 hours away from home. And I did some research and I found that more moms actually stop breastfeeding earlier than they planned due to the inconvenience of pumping than physical pain. And one of those inconveniences might not seem like that big of a problem, but there are women trying to grasp at straws all over the country to find a way to eliminate cleaning pump parts. Some people have gone so far as to take the fridge hack, which means they pump into their flange, then they put their flange in a Ziploc bag into the fridge, maybe next to your coworker's lunch, and then they pull that same flange out, cold, milk encrusted, pump into it again. That's a hack if I've ever seen one. Hi, I'm Erin, and I have personally been there. As Devin mentioned, I'm a product leader with over a decade of experience bringing products to market, and I realized the opportunity whenever I went through this back in 2021. I was working. I didn't want to sacrifice breast milk. I didn't want to sacrifice my career. So I was pumping and cleaning pump parts in pretty much every place imaginable, having the same struggle. And yes, I used the fridge hack too. And so I have gathered a team of an amazing all-female core team of rock stars who decided we were going to go do something about this. So introducing Pump for Joy. Pump for Joy is the world's first single-use 100% biodegradable breast milk collection system for pumping away from home. I also like to say it's like the Dollar Shave Club of breast pumping, as it operates in like a razor and blade model. We have our own proprietary patent-pending outer flange, which is a durable, reusable medical flange. And then we have our innovation, which is 0% plastic, 100% biodegradable liners that fit right within the flange. And this prevents milk from getting on the flange during pumping. So you can simply pop in a liner, pump, remove the liner, toss it out, get on with your day. 0 pumping away from home. Not only are our customers, our potential customers, in love with this solution and say that it's very needed, but it also makes great economic sense for our investors. Right now, we are in a prototype phase, looking to raise for manufacturing and regulatory. And the market upside is great. It's not a niche, but we expect to be able to capture a sizable percent of this market. considering that 3 million moms breastfeed and about 2/3 of them use a pump away from home, we're looking at about a $350 million TAM. And if we can capture about 3 to 5% of that, we're looking at about a 10 to 15 million serviceable, obtainable market. So really not bad for a category-defining product of engaged customers. This is a medical device. Flanges are considered Class 2 medical devices under the FDA, but we are in a really strong position because we expect, and we will validate this, we're under the process of submitting a Q-sub to the FDA to validate our regulatory pathway. We expect our outer flange to be a Class 2 medical device, but it has tons of clear predicates. So that means we can slide it in under a certain process where it makes it a lot easier. It's not like a brand new to market type of product. And then our accessory, we expect that to be a Class 1 exempt device. So that means we don't even have to get clearance from the FDA, simply register it. It's honestly a perfect solution for a medical device. And with our IP, our system is patent pending, and our regulatory pathway, we will have a strong moat with both IP and regulatory that will be hard to replicate. And we're hoping to be in market by January 2027. So you might ask, how do we get to market? Well, we hope to have a dual pathway. If you want to learn more about this, please ask me about this in the session, or feel free to hit me up on WeFunder. I'd be happy to share. But for the sake of time, I want to invite you all to join us in this movement. If you're an impact investor and you want to support breastfeeding moms, please join us on WeFunder. We're actively raising on WeFunder. And while I can't disclose the specific terms, I will say that it's very investor friendly in terms of valuation. We're early, but we've made a lot of momentum. So if you want to join an early startup with a lot of upside, please check us out. Thank you. Devin, we can't hear you again.
Oh my heavens to Betsy. You'd think after, 5 years of COVID, post-COVID, I'd have this mute button figured out, wouldn't you? Let's get everybody on here. Let's see. We got to get our judges here. Let's see. Did I lose? Oh, there's Teddy. Teddy's got his camera off. But this is really such a fun one. And I think you have done an intriguing job of trying to create something that's investor friendly. And so I hope people will take a minute to go visit s4g.biz/pump. That's s4g.biz/pump. Take you right to the WeFunder page instantly, and it will give you an opportunity to get all of your questions answered there about those intriguing deal terms. With that, let me invite. We lost Teddy. Let's start with Paul. Paul, what would you like to know?
Yeah, Aaron. Wow, the struggle is real, isn't it? My wife actually had to go through this exact situation at work. She would bring all the pumping equipment and pump in the bathroom at her office. Not only that, she brought these bottle brushes and actually washed it in the sink and had this drying kit set up on her desk. It was this whole thing, and she let me know what a pain this whole process was. Mm-hmm. So I mean, she let me know, and so this is you're doing something real here, easing a difficult situation with disposable pumping kits designed for circularity and are biodegradable. Now, speaking of which, walk us through the FDA's requirements for materials that come into contact with breast milk. Does your biodegradable material already have FDA clearance for food contact, or is the material approval part of your process? And have you done biocompatibility testing?
Yes, great questions. So I can confirm that was a really important part in our material selection process for our liners. Every material that's the liner is GRAS, or generally regarded as safe for food contact. So it's not some novel material that requires FDA food contact notification, right? It's approved for food contact, including infant food contact. It's actually, it's a fiber and a wax mixture. So very, very typical materials for this sort of use. And then in terms of the biocompatibility, that is going to be our next step. That's actually one of the things that we are raising for as part of this round. We are currently working with our material supplier to come up with different formulations for this proprietary blend of fiber and wax, which we will then use to conduct our biocompatibility studies as well as sterilization.
Fantastic. Teddy, what would you like to know?
Yeah. Aaron, can you hear me?
Yes, you're good.
Outstanding. Okay. I was wondering if you could kind of give us a lay of the land on the market and competition. It's one I'm not as familiar with. So wondering, is it sort of a market that's dominated by large legacy players that, just have no incentive to innovate? Or is it more so a more fragmented market than the opportunity you see?
It's interesting, right? This market doesn't have a whole lot of innovation. There's a lot of new startups now that are developing innovations in the pumping and breastfeeding and lactation space, which I've been following them and they're amazing. But for the most part, there's still dominant brands who make up the vast majority of the pumping market. So, but however, this idea of recurring consumables and like a razor and blade model is brand new. So there's nothing like this. The only other thing that exists as a disposable pumping product is one that's offered to hospitals, and it's plastic. It's not recyclable, or it's not just compostable in any way. So we would essentially be creating a new category in this market that's pretty centralized.
Mm-hmm. Got it. And Devin, if I could ask one more follow-up.
Quickly.
So on your raise page, you mentioned kind of this funding round and how you're going to be moving into pilot prototypes, alpha testing, design finalization. So just curious, kind of where are you at today in terms of product development?
Yeah. So candidly, we've gone through a lot of iterations. We've had a lot of different iterations on the design. I feel really confident in the latest design that we have. So we've 3D printed it, working with a material supplier and manufacturer who makes the molded fiber. We want to get a golden sample in the 3D printed outer flange and the final material for the liners, start to validate it. So we're at the point now where we feel really strongly about our regulatory pathway. We think we've carved out a specific route through that with our latest design. So it's just a matter of executing on this latest design.
Got it. Awesome.
Fantastic. Woody, what do you want to know?
All right, Aaron, phenomenal job. And what I love about this is society, it tells moms, like, you have got to breastfeed, you have to pump. And then at the same time, it makes it nearly impossible for working moms to actually do it. So I love that you are calling this out and you've come up with a solution. And I know we've been sort of all talking about this. I want to go to the IP itself and talk about why is it, what's going to keep one of these big manufacturers from copying you? Like how, they've got bigger resources, deeper pockets. What happens if they wanted to take over the marketplace? And are you trying to then, with the razor blade model, make it so that this fits over all the different types of pumps, or are you just sticking with your own?
Yeah. So to answer your first question, candidly, there's nothing stopping another competitor from creating a liner like this in a plastic material, right? But our innovation in something that is our primary IP is the formulation that's proprietary for this completely 0% plastic liner, right? It's going to be hard to replicate because the material does not exist. We're creating it from scratch. And so if they wanted to make a biodegradable alternative, they would be going through the same multi-year material process that we've gone through before we landed where we've landed with a patent protected blend, right? And then in terms of its compatibility with other flanges, no. The goal is for us to have our own proprietary outer flange design that can go with the liners. And the reason for that is flanges are actually considered durable medical equipment that's mandated to be covered by insurance under ACA. So it actually allows us to get into market with essentially a 0% price point for our customers, and then their only recurring costs are the disposable liners.
Okay, thank you.
Fantastic. This is such a great discussion. I want to encourage everyone, and maybe Chandon, I could invite you to put the question link on the screen again for just a minute. But if you've got questions for Aaron, I really want to encourage you to submit those. You can also put your questions in the live chat in the comments on social media. If you're watching on social media, we'll see those, and we can even pop them on the screen. But feel free to do that. I'm not seeing any in the offing at the moment on email or otherwise. So maybe we could go back. Paul, if you have a quick follow-up, let me invite you to tackle that.
Yeah. Could you just walk us through the capital requirements from now until first revenue? Like, what is the FDA clearance cost?
Yeah.
And does this community round get you all the way to revenue, or is it a bridge capital to your next round or grant?
Yeah. So if you want to check out the WeFunder, you can see how much we're raising. It is certainly a bridge round. It will not get us to revenue. It's getting us to the next strategic milestone to validate sterilization, to validate biocompatibility, things that we would want to know before we raised our next round. The estimate to actually get to market is surprisingly for a medical device under $1 million. We anticipate needing about $750,000 to get to market. And so that is something that we'd be looking to raise outside of this particular WeFunder campaign, but is a future goal for us in the coming months.
Fantastic. Well, listen, I want to thank everyone for the great questions. And again, I want to encourage our audience to feel free to submit questions. We really are here to answer them. But I'm going to, again, remind you that what we're doing is possible only because of generous sponsors. And so I want to invite you to pay attention as we run a little message from our sponsors, because it's so incredibly important for us to have their support. But we'll come back in a minute with Fran. Fran's all ready to go, looking good. And this is going to be a great way to close out our session today with our fourth and final and amazing company with Fran Meyer from Baby Quip. So stick around. You don't want to miss this.
Don't pitch another VC. Pitch your people. The ones who get it. The ones who want in. Keep your vision. Keep your cap table clean. Own your raise. Every step, every share. Raise with Dealmaker. This is capital on your terms.
At Supergreen Live, Climate Capital meets innovation. Join investors and entrepreneurs building real solutions for a sustainable future. From live pitches to expert insights, discover how impact capital powers climate action.
We're looking at a future powered by innovation, a world where technology and sustainability converge for the greater good.
Be part of the movement. Register now at supergreenlive.org.
Digital Niche Agency is the top investor acquisition agency. DNA has helped founders raise over 9 figures via regulated investment crowdfunding with a 3-pronged strategy using digital advertising, content marketing, and strategic outreach. Book a call today.
Welcome back, everyone. I'm so excited to be able to introduce you now to our amazing next speaker. That's Fran Meyer. She is the amazing entrepreneur, renowned serial entrepreneur, really, who is a co-founder of Match.com. So her experience with deep and truly successful enterprises runs now for decades. She is a former Trustee CEO and an award-winning leader known for building trusted high-growth marketplaces like her new baby quip. And with that, let me bring Fran onto the stage here. Fran, let's get your slides up here. I think you're ready to go. What do you think?
I am ready, finally. Sorry about the
No,
difficulties.
no. Hey, technology happens. It's happened to all of us tonight, one time or another. So take it away, my friend.
So I'm so excited to tell everybody about Baby Quip. We're revolutionizing family travel. And I bet a lot of you have had to deal with traveling with your toddlers and your babies and all that bulky baby gear. And it's a pain and it's expensive. And you're really looking for somebody to save the vacation. And that is Baby Quip. We help families pack light, travel happy. We eliminate the stress. We deliver the gear, the baby gear, the strollers, the car seats, cribs, and so on to your location. And we deliver it with a white glove experience. And customers tell us we came to the rescue. And that's why we have a 90 plus net promoter score, which is truly world class. The secret sauce is we're a marketplace like a couple of the other companies here tonight. The other side of our marketplace are what we call quality providers. These are the individuals, mostly moms, who own the baby gear, deliver it, pick it up, set it up, and do it all over again. They really enjoy and get a lot of gratification by serving families like their own. They're educated, they work hard, they invest in more and more gear. More than 50% of them have 3 or more cribs, which is a high-end item to invest in. And we get them from various ways, Facebook ads, so on, but also because they were often customers. Our cost of acquisition is really, really low, at least in the US. One of the things that I knew, especially from my Match.com days, is that safety and trust is really important. And what we do is we have safety and cleaning protocols, we have security compliance, we offer coverages for liability insurance that covers not just the company, but the quality providers as well. And our community is so into this as part of our brand value. And by building this safe and expensive trust and safety moat, it keeps orders on the platforms. It helps us recruit our supply, and of course helps us with strategic partners because they want that peace of mind. The big one that I could tell you about is Vrbo. We're partnered with Vrbo now, so if you were to order a vacation rental on Vrbo, you'd be presented with Baby Quip. This is fantastic. They're one of the big players. We have hundreds of other partnerships from influencers to other vacation rental and hotel partners, but this is the big dog. Super happy to be working with them, and it's going to drive about 3 million in orders next year. It's already driven about 500,000. The other big thing is we're expanding. Now's the time from baby gear into beach and pet gear now, and within 2026, mobility. So this is solving for that grandpa or grandma or potentially somebody who's disabled. When they want to travel, they need wheelchairs, walkers, all kinds of things, and we want to get into that market. Together with baby gear, we think we're looking at a 40 billion market opportunity, which is really big, and that's just in North America. We dominate the category. I don't even think about our competitors anymore. We have many, many more locations. We're in all 50 states, 28 countries with a focus on Mexico and the Caribbean, about 22,000 zip codes. I mean, when Vrbo came calling, we were ready. And then you could see on the right-hand side, our traffic is, I don't know how many times bigger than some of these other companies. They really are not relevant anymore. What is relevant in some local markets like Anaheim or Orlando, there might be some local companies that do a good job. We have an asset-light model. As I mentioned, we don't own any of the baby gear. We keep about 22% of the item fees, surcharges, and delivery, and then we keep some other fees. We pass the tips directly on to the quality providers. We don't take even anything out for payment processing. We have a 31% overall take rate. This is really high. It's as high as any other marketplace. We have a plan to get to 150 million in orders or GMV by 2030. At that point, we'll be profitable. and show we'll have revenue of about 54 million, and profitability about 6 million. This year, we're going to do about 21.5 million in orders, 6.9 million, maybe 7 in net revenue, and a loss less than $1 million. We were actually profitable in Q3 of this year. My experience, as Devin noted, I've done a whole lot of different startups. This is my 5th one. I got into it because I was renting rooms and homes on Airbnb. I'm joined with a terrific team. And we've raised about 12 million prior to our Start Engine campaign going on now. We're going to use the money to expand into new partnerships, develop deeper integrations, accelerate GoQuip, and scale international expansion. And there's our QR code. Thank you.
Fantastic. Fantastic. There's Paul. I lost Paul, but now I found him. This is really such a compelling pitch. So much sophistication, so much scale, so much growth. Overwhelms me. Let me encourage. Yeah, let me encourage everyone to visit s4g.biz/baby. You can go right. That'll take you straight to the offering page. You can check it out, learn more, put a little money to work there. And if you've got questions, be sure to submit your questions. We'd love to hear from you. You got comments. You can also use the comments on social media. I know some of you are there. I see your fan posts, but go ahead and feel free to put your questions there too. With that, let's turn the time over to Woody to get us started.
Fran, amazing job. Truly innovation where it's needed. If this only existed when my kids were little, I can see how much stress and aggravation you would have saved us. So I'm just a little upset that this is coming to market right now. But I see the opportunity. The one thing that I want to talk about is the quality providers. Like, they are the heart of the business. Can you talk to us a little bit about what the biggest challenges is, for you at least, in recruiting these quality providers and retaining them? How are you solving for that?
You know, it's been one of the most delightful parts of this business is teaching these moms how to build a business on BabyQuip's platform. And they make good money. Our churn rate is only about 16%, which is pretty low for a marketplace because they like the community, they like the money, they can do this with their kids. We invest the whole month of October on training them, not just on safety and cleaning, but hospitality, how to get a Google My Business page, social media. So right now in the US, we are not supply constrained. We even have wait lists in some markets. So obviously the demand generated by Verbo and potentially some other partnerships will really make a difference. Now, if you go international in Mexico, that's a different story. Mid-income moms in Mexico can't necessarily afford expensive baby gear equipment. That's even more expensive there than here. So we're going to have to address it with more professional kinds of hosts.
Great. Teddy, do you want to go next?
Sure. Fran, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Outstanding. Well, great job. So, these partnerships with companies like Verbo really seem like they're going to be a core part of your revenue growth, a kind of core revenue growth driver over the next few years. I'm curious how selling through these partnerships and having to provide these partners a cut, how does that affect BabyQuip's margins?
Yeah, actually very positively. So for example, Verbo, we offer a revenue share to them, and I think I can't quite say it for contractual reasons, but we also provide customers a 10% discount. Vacation rental people rent more than people staying at hotels. So the average overall value is a little bit higher. So we can absorb that cost. It's pretty much in total in line with our declining cost of acquisition, which at this point is about $35 all in about $14 on a lead gen basis. So I think this is going to help us maintain and grow our 3-to-1 LTV to CAC.
Fantastic. Paul, why don't you bat cleanup for us here?
Yeah, Fran. So I have 2 kids, and they are less than 2 years apart. So when they were young and we were traveling, I had to lug around one of those double strollers,
Yeah.
multiple backpacks. And when my younger one turned 5, I threw a party in my head because I didn't no longer had to carry all this stuff around. I mean, it was that big of a deal. I
get it.
remember even mentioning it. Oh my gosh, I'm so glad we don't have to bring this anymore. So you're solving something real. Now, interestingly enough, both Woody and Teddy touched on the questions that I wanted to ask, which were quality providers and your Verbo partnership. But let me focus on this part of the Verbo relationships. I think it's a fantastic distribution partner,
Yeah.
but does it mean putting a lot of eggs in one basket? And what would prevent Verbo or their parent company Expedia from simply building baby gear rental into their own platform and cutting you out? And I guess what I'm really asking is, what's your defensible competitive advantage against well-capitalized travel platforms?
We have learned so much about the trust and safety aspects of this, about the recruiting aspects of the quality providers, about how to build a trusted brand. So, yes, I guess they could do it. It would take them a while, it would take them a lot of money. And honestly, I think they'd start to think about, should they buy us first to bring all that momentum and expertise in house? Just to recap, our supply network is over 3,000. We have an NPS over 90. We have a trust and safety, not just the insurance, but everything else around it that I think are pretty defensible, even against a big player. And we're talking to Airbnb now. So, and that, as you guys probably know, Airbnb has expanded into services, and we expect to be part of that suite at some point. I have nothing official to announce, but they're not going to go to anybody else.
All righty.
I couldn't think of a better answer. Thank you, Fran.
Sure, you're very welcome.
It looks like now, judges, I'm a little discombobulated. I think we got a question from each of you. All right, right? Okay. I want to just remind everyone, if you've got a question, you can submit them in the comments on social media if you're watching there. If you're watching on television, visit s4g.biz/question or scan that QR code that's on the screen now, and you can ask a question. You submit it, comes by email. Yeah, it takes all of 4 seconds, and we'll get it. We'll see it. We'll ask Fran the question. You can do that now. And of course, I suspect some of you are saving your questions for the investor session, and I encourage you to show up for that. It's going to be great. We've got a lot of people registered, but we'll make room for you. Visit s4g.biz/investor to register for that. You need to register. It's free. And we invite you to come, especially if you're serious about investing. There's no fee to participate, but we'd like you to come with the idea in mind of learning more about the investment opportunity. With that, Teddy, maybe you could ask a quick follow-up question. What do you think? You got something?
Yeah, sure. So, today, you mentioned you have 3,000 quality providers, and
It looks like he's frozen, Devin.
oh no.
Oh no. We're having that problem again. I can hear him just fine. So it's a little bit of a system glitch. Doggone it.
I hear you, Teddy.
We've been glitched heavily tonight. Can you hear me? Maybe nobody can hear me.
We'll get it over.
I can hear you.
Fran, can you hear me?
Now I can't hear anybody.
Oh, bummer. That happened at the beginning too.
Looks like Teddy's about to talk. I don't know what to say.
Fran, can you hear me?
Teddy, I can hear you now.
Oh, that was Woody. But
I thought I could.
Yeah, I don't think she can hear me. So
Fran, can you hear Teddy yet? Fran, can you hear me? Maybe you can't hear me yet.
I was going to ask her about how you maintain quality as you
Now I
scale
can't hear anybody.
from 3,000.
Woody,
That's
can
a
you
good
hear?
question.
Someone else wants to ask that for me.
Yes.
Oh, try it again. I didn't hear it. Please.
Fran, can you hear me right now?
I think I could hear one of you.
Well, the question really comes that Teddy was asking is, how do you maintain quality? No.
When you scale quality providers, how do you maintain the quality?
Yeah. So, like I said earlier, we train them on quality and cleaning and safety. We follow up with boot camps and other trainings through the year. We monitor the reviews, but we've onboarded, 6,000 quality providers over the last 10 years. I think we've only offboarded, I don't know, 3 dozen because of cleaning or safety issues. It's really been not a big number, and we're on top of it as soon as we can.
Fran,
I can't
can you
hear
hear
anybody
me?
else.
I wonder who can hear me. I think everyone can anyone hear me? Woody, can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Okay, so I'm assuming the
Okay, I
audience
see you,
can hear
Woody.
me,
I
even
can't
though
hear you.
Fran cannot hear me. So we're gonna. I'm sorry for the technical
Okay, now
problem.
here's somebody's
we had,
dog.
everyone.
That's
It's
good.
very frustrating, but it's been a little bit of a challenge today with the glitches, and I apologize for that, everybody.
Can't hear anybody.
That's not the way we script this, as you might imagine. But Fran, you've done a great job, and we want to encourage everyone to visit s4g.biz/baby so that you can learn more about this opportunity. This is really a compelling one. I think all four of them are tonight. Visit that s4g.biz/baby. And we're going to take a last and final break. When we come back, we have got the most exciting part of the whole show coming up, right? So we've got our closing arguments, right? Each of our entrepreneurs is going to give a 1-minute closing argument on why you should consider voting for them. We're going to give you an opportunity to vote to choose the winner. Our judges will deliberate on camera, on stage, so that you can see who they pick and how they get to that conclusion. Oh my gosh, this is going to be nuts. So stick around. Don't worry. This is going to be great. And we're going to have a great time tonight. We're not done. So stick around. Okay, quick break.
Digital Niche Agency is the top investor acquisition agency. DNA has helped founders raise over 9 figures via regulated investment crowdfunding with a 3-pronged strategy using digital advertising, content marketing, and strategic outreach. Book a call today. At Super Green Live, climate capital meets innovation. Join investors and entrepreneurs building real solutions for a sustainable future. From live pitches to expert insights, discover how impact capital powers climate action.
We're looking at a future powered by innovation, a world where technology and sustainability converge for the greater good.
Be part of the movement. Register now at supergreenlive.org.
VCs don't fund communities, people do. When you raise from your community, you raise more than capital. You raise believers, advocates, ambassadors, built together, funded together. Equity crowdfunding, powered by Dealmaker.
Welcome back, everyone. We're gonna blow your socks off now. We got the fun part still ahead of us, and I think we've had a great time so far. I have, at least. These are fascinating, compelling stories. I mean, these are professional entrepreneurs leading real businesses, and we all have an opportunity to invest. This is really tantalizing. Kid in a candy store mood here for me, anyway. I'm excited, and I hope you all are as well. We're now going to bring on all of our entrepreneurs and give each of them an opportunity, one at a time, to make closing arguments. So they're going to take 1 minute, each to give you the reasons why you should invest in them, why you should come to the investor session and talk to them one-on-one, and why you should at least seek to learn more. So with that as a pitch, we'll get started. We're going to start in reverse order. So Farouk, you're going to be first. Are you there, Farouk?
I'm here.
Excellent. We'll give you 1 minute. Take it away.
Sure. So America is in a healthcare crisis. We all know that. Just today, the Senate declined to approve the ACA credit. So millions will be off of ACA health insurance. And the cost so high, people are opting not to take insurance at all. Medicare Advantage programs, same thing. Thousands and thousands will be left out of the insurance system, and they'll all require options. Another option outside the country, Cure Value is a single platform which takes from discovery all the way to getting virtual consults and getting treated in one simple, seamless, personalized solution. So we are driving for the future. We are right now the go-to place for all of those who are disenfranchised from the healthcare system in the US. The demand is growing, and I'm really looking forward to get your support in taking this and alleviate the problems that the US patients here are facing. Thank you very much.
Excellent. That is a really exciting opportunity. I hope you all check that out. Now, our next closing argument will be from Andre. Andre, take it away.
Well, thank you all for participating tonight. Thank you for the opportunity. Jetoptera is building the next era of flight, and the sky is truly the limit for us. We have strong IP with 155 patents already granted and 100 more pending, defense validation, and real commercial traction with more on the horizon. Bladeless propulsion unlocks a new category in aviation, and you can be part of it by helping it take off. Just remember, we're challenging the helicopter market. We're not just going for air taxis. We're going after the helicopter market as well. I invite you to view our investment offering and join us at wefunder.com/Jetoptera. Thank you.
Fantastic. Great job. Great job. This, these are so cool. All these businesses, it makes me wish I had more money. And so I can put more in. Listen, our next presenter will be Aaron. I think I did this backwards. I put all my lists upside down. Anyway, it's all right. We'll survive, I hope. But Aaron, go ahead.
Yeah, so Pump for Joy, we're early stage, right? But we are prime for amazing opportunities for our investors and for our customers. We've moved from insights to prototypes. We have a regulatory path very clearly nailed down, and we have a clear path to market, an amazing team who are ready to execute. It's just about raising the funds now to make this a reality. So what's ahead of us is really exciting. It's a category that hasn't changed in decades, and this would be the first of its kind to market as a razor and blades model. We hope that you will see the value and the impact that this can make, and we invite you to become an early investor in Pump for Joy. So check us out on WeFunder. Also happy to answer any questions you may have in the session or otherwise.
Fantastic. Thank you so much for being here with us today. Now let's go to Fran. Fran, give us your closing arguments.
Great. So as one of the judges identified, we're solving a real problem. It really makes a difference to have a solution for these families. We're saving the vacation. So what have we done? We've become the brand, and the brand leader in a category that we have really established. We have many ways of growing. So we have partnerships, but our marketing engine is really, really efficient and getting even better. Our unit economics are driving to a 3-to-1 long-term value to cost of acquisition of new customers. We I see a number of different exit opportunities being bought by some of the big companies we're partnering with, or some of the baby gear and big retailers as well. So I have no doubt that we're going to have a great exit. And for me, this is my last hurrah, my fifth startup. I'm working hard to make sure it's going to succeed. I brought together some excellent people, and I, this is like a no-brainer at this point. So I hope you guys join in on our journey. Everything is a journey, and we want you with us.
Fantastic. Well, all of you have done just a fabulous job, and I congratulate you for having done so well. I thank you for having taken the time to do this thoughtfully. We are now at a bit of a moment of truth. We are going to invite our judges to come on stage, and they will be deliberating their decision around who will be the judge's choice for this award. And we will start the voting for all of you who are online, right? And so you've got 10 minutes to vote, 9 minutes and 54 seconds left to vote. Visit s4g.biz/vote462. It's s4g.biz/vote462, or scan that QR code that you see on the screen. Meanwhile, the judges will deliberate their choice, and they've got about 9 minutes and 30 seconds left.
Great. All right. Who wants to go first?
Okay. I guess I'll start things off. It's always difficult to find, to pick a winner. How do you judge this? Is it impact? Is it, financials? Is it the actual pitch that they delivered now? So I always have trouble with that. I think cure value, I think what you have to do right away is remove the highlight picture that says profitable for 6 months, because we know that that's not the case anymore. So I highly encourage you to do that cure value, Farouk. Otherwise, you're solving a great problem. Pump for joy. I thought you were very well thought out about your whole business plan, and really well done presentation. It is very early stage, as you mentioned. Jet Top Terra. I am struggling a little bit right now because you're a defense contractor that wants to be in the commercial space, and I'm struggling internally whether I want to invest in a company that performs combat operations. That's just my own opinion. But for me, this competition, I'm going to go with Baby Quip. There's so much momentum, so much traction, proven leadership. So that's where I'm at.
Yeah, I want to kind of walk through each one of these companies and kind of share what I like about each one. So Baby Quip, King's Crowd invested in Baby Quip back in 2023. I believe they're at about $3 million in annual revenue. And, now 2 years later, they more than doubled that. And Fran's really built a real established, trusted brand. And Fran has amazing experience, obviously, in building a brand at Match.com. So I've been a fan of Baby Quip for a couple of years now. Cure value. I come from a Serbian family, actually, and my mom goes to Serbia and other areas of Eastern Europe all the time for dental work, knee injections, you name it. She's over there bragging about how much cheaper those procedures are. So cure value really resonated with me in that, there can be so much cost saving for patients in medical tourism. But I think, folks really lack the education and kind of logistical planning around taking a trip like that. So I do think if Cure Value can execute the vision, I think it could be quite big. Jet Optera, flying cars. We've all imagined what a world would look like in this futuristic world, and it's very, very cool. You always have to remember, of course, with companies like this, they're these hyper moonshots. Commercialization is, of course, very far away. It's going to cost a lot of money, and a liquidity event is obviously many years off. And in these types of deals, I think you need a rock star founder that can raise a lot of money. And I do think Andre has shown proof points of those. And lastly, Pump for Joy. I really think it's an amazing application of sort of this razor blade dollar shave model. And I'm honestly shocked that it doesn't exist yet. So I do think the company does have a long way to go before commercialization. Getting through FDA approvals is notoriously fraught with delays, potential risks, and issues. But really like the product, really like Aaron as a founder, and it does seem to be an industry ripe for disruption. But with that being said, I am going to vote for BabyQuip as well.
Okay, wow. Well, we've got 2 BabyQuips. So what's Woody going to say? So I'm just going to put on my ESG hat, and I'm going to slice it a couple different ways. If, I'm looking at impact, Pump for Joy, I just love. Like, it's got the strongest, most direct impact, I think, of the 4. Breastfeeding rates drop dramatically when moms go back to work. We all know that. It addresses that. It's a product designed by working moms for working moms. I love that. The biodegradable angle, check, environmental check, 2 women founders. Like, I just love this whole thing. But, Teddy, you brought it up, it's a risky bet. They're at a tiny raise right now. They're going to need more. They don't need much more. But it can have a really great impact. Then if I'm looking at the ESG hat with returns attached to it, because I always like to think about returns, my brain goes to BabyQuip. That, like you said, Teddy, the $6 million in revenue, it's growing revenue. We've got a founder who's clearly proven that she can achieve results. When she said this is her last hurrah, I was like, I'm just going to ride along with you because I want this to be my last hurrah. And I just love the fact that, they've got these orders fulfilled, that they're creating these micro businesses for other women. The net promoter score, that's, people that don't understand net promoter scores, to get a score that high that's an impressive data point. And so I'm sold on that opportunity there. I don't know if the ESG story is the strongest per se, but it's women entrepreneurship, the reusable of the product, the social and environmental impact that it has. I get it from like that point of view. When it comes to Jetoptera, I can't even say the name.
Jetoptera, I think.
Jetoptera. And I do apologize for that. Yes, like you guys brought it up. It's like, it's a moonshot. People are working on this. I've actually had a chance to speak with Andre's CFO before. I'm impressed with, I hear a lot of people talking about what they want to do. I like the fact that he was showing us, it's not images, this is visuals of what we're doing. And here's the plane actually flying. So he's got like the closest to what I've seen in terms of the opportunity for this, but you're right. Like it's still in that category of a moonshot for me. And Cure Value, I have friends that go to Thailand. I've got friends that go to Mexico. I see the opportunity. The more that things become expensive here in the United States, the more this need is going to be, more people are going to need it. But how do you balance the travel with the costs associated with it? And, does it offset each other here? I don't know. And I didn't think the ESG case was the strongest for Cure Value when you looked at it compared to the other ones. So if I just go over all of that, and I do tend to be a returns type of guy, and I do like her last hurrah, I'm going to go with BabyQuip as well.
So what about second place? Does anybody have a second favorite?
I mean, I would go with Pump for Joy.
Yep, me too. Yep.
Agreed. Yeah. Wow. You know what? It's interesting. We never agree. It seems like a lot of these, and now we're agreeing on the top two. So I guess that's just what happens when we hang out with one another more often.
Yeah, it's a remarkable and noteworthy thing that you guys were unified out of the gate this time. And what's interesting to me about that is you can't see it, but our voting, which is wrapping up in 35 seconds, has never been closer. We've never had such a duel to the finish. In fact, when I cut off the voting, I'm going to do a little bit of an audit before we announce the winner. So I may invite you all to talk amongst yourselves a little bit. Maybe we'll give Fran an opportunity to give an acceptance speech here in just a minute when this ends. And yeah, so let's see. Okay, so we're going to turn this off so that it doesn't accept any more responses. Okay, so there are no more voting. We've got our votes in. I'm going to go spend a minute auditing because it's so close. I would hate to give the award to a winner or someone who cheated. We limit votes to one per email. And so, Fran, let me invite you to take a minute and if you'd like,
sure.
Say thank you to these guys.
Yeah, absolutely. What I really appreciated about you guys sharing your thought process and how you came to it was the specificity of the things that you're looking at. And I have to say, I had to chuckle to myself. I've never used the last hurrah thing before. I might have to use it again.
Sold me.
So, I did say after my last company, that was going to be my last one, but I'm pretty certain this is definitely my last one now. Yeah. But, I'd love to be a judge with you guys. How about that?
Absolutely.
Great.
You need a woman.
Love to have you.
You need the diversity, so we'll take it.
Yeah, right. So there you go, Devin.
All righty. Teddy informally is filling in for one of his colleagues, Leah Bollier-Gautreau, who is out on maternity leave. I hope she's watching because we got so much great baby content for her tonight. I hope she's paying attention. I spoke to
her a couple of years ago. Fantastic lady. Yeah.
Yeah, she is great, and our friend Teddy's done a great job of standing in for her. I'm still working on this, so talk amongst yourselves, guys. I got to get this. I want to make sure that we have properly audited this.
Fran, while he's doing that, maybe we can bounce back to one final question. Even though you got my vote and all that stuff, you are, and I brought this up in my overview. Like, I love the fact that you are creating like micro businesses for these women. How much on average are they making a month? And I realize it depends on where you are and what part of the world and all that stuff and how much equipment you have. But have you looked at it from that point of view of the type of?
Yeah. The average is about $1,500. It's a little higher it's a lot higher. It could be a lot higher during the holidays. There is some seasonality and counter seasonality. Like Phoenix will have a much better spring than summer. But I have some that are making tens of thousands, and we have some that only get orders every once in a while. You know that map of the U.S. where there's that strip that goes through, North Dakota, South Dakota, and so on. Hey, they get orders there, just not that many. Right. On average, they do about 6 to 8 orders a month. But I have some that have workers that also have to get background checked that do thousands of dollars. And almost all those people are in Florida or Hawaii or California.
And you can pay for that equipment in 1 month.
Yeah, it's funny because we have a private community and just for quality providers, the corporate team, and they have come up with measures that they want the equipment to be paid for after 3 rentals.
Wow.
I don't know how many of them make it that way. And they talk about pricing all the time. They set their own pricing. Different markets have different price levels, as you'd imagine. We haven't turned on the ability for them to do dynamic pricing, but that's on the roadmap. That'll happen. And, now they're going to AI and they're saying, how much should I charge for this?
Just to put a plug out there for debt crowdfunding, I think there's an opportunity for you to even partner with some of these debt crowdfunding platforms to allow people to borrow money from people to actually buy the equipment, which then allow them to become micro entrepreneurs, and then they can pay back these loans over 36 months.
Well, I know a lot of them are using Affirm and some of the other ones, and we have not gotten into offering that because there seems to be so many, but I'd love to learn more about that. We also have manufacturers who are giving them some deals.
Great, I love it.
That's helpful. Yeah.
Do you connect the quality providers with distributors of the?
Yeah.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah. And right now we don't even charge them because we want them to give the discount to the quality providers. What we do ask is that we do co-promotion. One of the biggest surprises about this too is how big influencers are. In the mommy space, these influencers are really, really big. I'm sure Aaron knows that as well.
Absolutely.
You guys are still all frozen. I can hear you.
Devin?
We got the internet working.
I'm just amazed. This voting is so close. It's so close. And I know it sounds crazy, but I want to make sure that somebody doesn't win by having one duplicate vote, right? And so I'm just being so careful. Forgive me.
Why don't you just feed the listen to AI and let AI tell you who won? Nobody's doing anything manual anymore, Devin.
Yeah, I know. What's wrong with me?
For you. Devin's the only one.
Oh, it was close. This is just so crazy close. But I am ready to declare a winner from the audience. The Audience Choice Award. We call it the Super Crowd Award. This one has been just so tight. Oh my gosh. The winner is Farouk at Cure Value. Farouk, congratulations on that. Let me bring you on and let you say a quick hello and goodbye. We're going to be wrapping up here soon, but Farouk, I invite you to say a few words as an acceptance speech.
Thank you. Thank you, Devin. Thank you, everyone. I think what we are building really resonates. And we are in a moment of time where everything is coming together. The technology is coming together and the policies are changing in a direction that favors what we are building. And we are here to provide real value and real solutions. And we have real traction going on here. We're just getting started. Just the fact that there were 6,000 visitors in the past week, the top of the funnel is huge. So I'm really pumped. And I really appreciate you giving us this platform to do something good. Thank you.
We're, again, Farouk, congratulations. That is really, such tight competition. You're competing with flying cars. I don't know how anyone competes with flying cars. That's just what I don't understand.
Flying people.
So it's congratulations, Farouk. Congratulations, Fran. Now, I want to remind everyone a couple of things. The companies that presented today were competitively chosen, right? So all of the companies, every single one, has been thoughtfully vetted just to be here in the room tonight. They were carefully evaluated and considered by these judges. And so all of them are good companies. And all of them are invited to participate in the investor session that will begin in just a few minutes. So I hope you will all join us there. Again, you can, even if you haven't registered yet, it's free. We invite you to come with the expectation of learning whether or not you will invest. I want to be clear about that, but there isn't, strictly speaking, an obligation to invest, but we do want you to come with that mindset. It's free. Visit s4g.biz/investor, and you'll have an opportunity to talk to these amazing entrepreneurs in the virtual face-to-face mode. So please join us. This is going to be a great and important conversation. Congratulations to all of you for having been chosen to pitch tonight. Congratulations, Farouk. Congratulations, Fran. Thank you so much, Paul, Woody, and Teddy. It's just been so great to have you invest the time, the hours these guys have spent evaluating, coaching, preparing. Oh my gosh. Thank you so much, all of you. With that, I hope we'll see all of you now. Join us in the Zoom room in just a few minutes. Okay. We'll see you there.